What If It's Cool is proudly brought to you by Respo Clothing. Feel like a champion by wearing the merch from all the stars, including Luke Resner, B Squared, Savannah Rowe, John Stop Action, Nova Nichols, The Cooters, and my personal favourite, Conflict Axiom. So feel like a champion by checking out Respo Clothing. They can be found on Facebook and on Instagram. In the mood for some wrestling? Make sure to check out the Melbourne Wrestling Show every Thursday at 10 PM on Channel 31. Looking for something spooky to do this Halloween? Make sure to check out Alpha Pro Wrestling's Halloween special happening on Halloween night at the Pipeworks Market. Ticket link is in the description. Make sure to check it out. The first event from Oz Pro Wrestling will be happening on Saturday the 2nd of November at the Central Ringwood Community Centre. Ticket link is in the description. Make sure to check it out. Adrenaline Pro Wrestling presents Breakout 49, happening on November 8th, featuring the up-and-coming stars of Adrenaline Pro Wrestling. Ticket link is in the description. Make sure to check it out. Alpha Pro Wrestling presents Whiplash, happening on Saturday, November 9th at the Pipeworks Market. Ticket link is in the description. Make sure to check it out. Hello and welcome to another episode of What If It's Cool, the show where we talk about anything and everything that is cool in the world today. I am the foul Jedi known as Daniel Paul Crow, and on this show I'm very happy to have somebody who is known for her big bright eyes. Simple as that. We have the lovely Darth Tittious. Darth, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm okay.
Thanks so much for having me.
It's all right. I know a lot of people are going to be looking at this and going, Dan, you only have her on for one reason. I'm going, no, that's actually not the reason why I have her on the show. It's actually because of a post you recently put where you were talking about your body and you were mentioning that you had some C-sections as well. And, after we, I messaged you and for you to get on the show, you let me know you had kids, and I had no idea that you had children or, all this.
Yeah.
I want to know, I want to know your story. So, can we start from the beginning, of your life in general?
Yeah, I had 3 kids. I was married for a while. It was an abusive relationship that I left, and that's how I started this all, actually, because I was working 2 jobs, and then at night I was doing social media so I could make some extra money. And then I ended up doing this full time.
Wow. Well, was it through the Twitch streamings that you started doing this, or was it just making other content? Where did it all really begin?
It actually started with my friend who does boudoir photography, and I was like, I need to make extra money. And he was like, well, you gotta start the OF. And I was like, huh? And I was like, I guess I could do that at night, because I just was desperate. I was a single mom, didn't have any income. And I was a stay-at-home mom before this. So, I started doing TikToks. And one of my TikToks blew up, and it was like a cheesy video. But yeah.
So when you started doing the boudoir thing, now I know for me, I am very, very... I'm not like I'm ashamed of my body. I'm not comfortable with even just showing some leg. I think my legs are the most horrible part of my body, to be honest. But were you incredibly shy, or were you just like it felt that you can actually do it yourself?
Yeah, it was a little difficult at first because I was so broken down as a person, and a lot of it was just overcoming that, because I was told how ugly I was, by my ex-husband so many times. And, once you're in that position, you don't realize how beautiful you are anymore. So it took a lot of bravery on my part, I feel like.
I don't want to be the that guy, but I just why would they say that about you? I don't understand. And if if my missus is watching this, I'm obviously being a good host. Okay, so please don't put me in a doghouse after this episode airs. No, but in all honesty though, I can't understand why people, because I'm not just saying, like ex-husbands, just people in general can be that harsh to people, because like everyone's got their qualities, everyone's got their little quirks, and everyone has their flaws. Let's acknowledge that, but also highlight the positives of everything. You know what I mean? And it's just, yeah, it just eats me up inside when I hear stories like this from partners that say the things about them. It just kills their confidence. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
But I've got it all
yeah.
back now, so it's
Yes,
been great.
you definitely do because I think what is it now? Every day that you're posting a new video and it's oh it's what's the word? Spicy, very spicy, and you're very confident in it, and you got to own it. So I'm very very proud that you've overcome that, and it's
Thank you.
yeah, very very good. I wanted to ask because I've had a couple of people on the show who are affiliated with Twitch, and I'm still working my head around it because I still don't get Twitch at all. Can you explain to me, firstly, how does Twitch work and how does the Twitch program work as well? Because I have no idea.
Well, Twitch is kind of fairly new to me. I was always streaming on TikTok live. But Twitch was definitely something that I started doing later. And so I've tried to build myself on every platform I can. And that's how I've done it is just TikTok. And then I worked on building my Instagram. And then now I'm trying to build my Twitch following. And it's very slow. It's hard.
Mm,
But yeah, I don't know. There's no FYP or anything. So it's like very confusing. And I guess what really helps is knowing other people that do Twitch so they come into your Twitch stream and then raid with a party
mm,
that they had before they leave.
yeah. No, it's like what of it's called Twitch streams. It's either myself just playing mobile games or Bubs is playing. Well, let's be honest, the only game he plays is Minecraft. I just don't.
I
I'm
love
so,
Minecraft.
I just all right. I'm gonna tell this quick story of my interaction with my little boy. I fell asleep, right? And he kept screaming at me at one point. He's like, Dad, I can't get out, can I get out? I'm like, oh, I don't know, just ask somebody on Twitch. You're twitching anyway, And then he finally got out, but then I keep hearing this noise. And I woke up thinking, what the hell is that? He goes, oh, zombies are chasing me. I'm like, what the zombies? What the? And I'm looking at the screen, like, what the hell is this? What are you playing? And it's just a game that like I get it's got its fans and everything. It's I don't know if it's just because I'm old. I don't know if it's just I just don't get today's gaming. But it's just for me. I just think it was one of the weirdest things. I'm just like it's one of the things where you don't want to fall asleep and it's like growing up in the 90s and falling asleep while watching Sailor Moon and then wake up at a certain bit and thinking you're watching something completely different. And that's what it was for me on that one. So
Aw.
yeah. But like when going back to TikTok, because that was how I first discovered you, and it was you were showcasing, I believe it was either your new not double lightsaber, the Kylo Ren lightsaber, and you had something on, or it was just a photo shoot, and I remember thinking, holy crap, that it's just amazing. I want to ask firstly, do you make your own costumes, or are they bought?
So I buy piece by piece, but like it depends. Like if most of like my Padme had dresses I've like, painted and rhinestoned and like my last Padme one was a lot of work. I did the beading and the lace and the hair,
How,
which I
how
got hot with the hot glue gun.
How long does it take to make something like that? Because I imagine that would take forever.
Yeah, it took me like 2 weeks.
Jeez, my God! Like, do you have a like you're already something in mind, and then you go right for it, and then just buy it piece by piece just to get it, or are you just like you've got several ideas for certain characters you want to do, and then you're buying it piece by piece every week?
Yeah, yeah. So it takes me a while to figure out which character that I want to like make into my own.
Mm.
And right now I'm working on Captain Phasma. And like I'm so excited
Oh,
about it. Yeah, and the cape, like I just haven't found like the right thing to put with it. So um I kind of wanted to do it tonight anyways, but like I don't
Oh,
know.
sorry. Sorry.
No, 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 not because of you. It's because I don't have the cape done yet. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay.
Like, but I'm so excited about it. Like I want to like put something out, you know?
Yeah, no, of course. Like, are you doing you just going to just regular places, or are you doing the cheap thing? And when I say cheap, I don't mean in a bad way. I mean I think this is always the best way to do it, to be honest. Going thrifting for some of that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really go thrifting too often anymore because it's kind of expensive here at the
Mm.
Goodwill. It's really weird, but Goodwill's prices have gone up so much.
I
And
don't
so
know.
it's like, yeah.
How the hell does it go up when it's meant to be, like meant to be for people who can't afford stuff? Like I've noticed in years
Yeah.
like here in Australia, like in particular, Savers and Vinnies, their prices have gone at least quadruple since then because they're either looking at eBay or they're looking at Gumtree or whatever website that does it, and I'm just like, hang on, that goes against everything that you guys were meant for. I get it. There's a lot of people who are buying and reselling stuff, but at the same time, you got to remember that especially these times we're in, it's very hard to save money.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, I think, when I was younger, the thrifting was a huge deal and everyone would just go thrifting and buy old used clothes. And then there's a lot of people who still resold a lot of it too. So I don't know, maybe that's why the prices went up, but
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, I was definitely one of them growing up because it's the only way we could make money in my household at the time because unfortunately my dad lost his job, but it paid the bills.
yeah,
And this is way before the internet. This is way before, and also proves how freaking old I am. But yeah, it did
I'm
it
just
did
as
everything.
old.
No, I will say this though, like whenever we get like something like really big, and I will never forget this because I. It's one of my fondest memories. My parents bought a box full of about 200 GI Joes, and it was like under $100, which is unheard of these days, right? And my dad just turned around and says, "All right, you can pick out 10 Joes and 4 vehicles, and that's it. Everything else we're going to sell." I went, okay. And I went through. I spent a good day, went through everything. I was like, "Which one am I going to play with today?" And like that. And God, I miss those days. Those were fantastic.
That was amazing though, just to being able to like see all of them and pick out what you really wanted.
Exactly. Like I still have one of the fighter jets, and I've still got it somewhere at home. I just don't know where exactly I put it, but it's such I miss the nostalgia of that. But speaking of nostalgia and everything, the one of the biggest contests we see of you is obviously Star Wars. I could see you got a lot of Star Wars stuff back there. How did you discover Star Wars?
My dad actually got tickets for The Phantom Menace, and it was a huge deal when it came out for like my time.
Mm.
And I even played the John Williams songs on my cello. Like it was just like an exciting thing. And like everyone had lightsabers, and I had never seen anything like that. I've never been to a movie where everyone got dressed up and got super excited. And like that was just really cool to me.
Mm. I still remember when that came out at the cinema near my house. It had 1 hour showing, so I naturally assumed it was an hour movie because it's episode one. Because obviously, growing up in eyes, it was just Star Wars, Empire Strike Back, and Return of the Jedi. They never had the episode things, and I was like, okay, so I'll have a big gulp of well, I think I was drinking Coca-Cola at the time, and I was like, it got to the halfway point. I'm like, God, I'm busting for a piss, but I really really want to finish this. I think because that's a nearly 3 hour movie from memory, right? Two and a half,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
pretty
Uh,
long.
I will never forget this, and I blame George Lucas for all this. Right, I nearly wet myself in the Waverley Garden Cinemas because of your movie, but it was worth it. I enjoyed it. I don't care what anyone says about the Phantom Menace. You can crap on about Jar Jar Binks for all you want. I don't care. I don't think he's that much of a bad character. I think he is annoying, but he's not that bad. Get over
No,
it.
I mean, I was Sith Jar Jar at San Diego Comic Con, so he was
Nice.
quite popular, actually. Everybody loved him.
Why is there so much hate for that character though? I thought he was actually entertaining when he first came
I don't
on.
know.
Like later on, he didn't.
I as Sith Jar Jar, honestly, like a lot of people were super excited. They were like, Jar Jar, yes. And I was like, yes, this is exciting.
Oh, I still remember the giant Jar Jar statue that we had outside the cinema. I'm just thinking, oh God, this looks like the next big character, and then all of a sudden, like 2 years later, everyone's shitting on him. I'm like, why? Like, because he's slightly annoying. I mean, Goofy, anybody? Like, it's pretty much the exact same character. Just
Yeah,
one has a southern accent, the other one has a Gungan accent. That's it. Who cares?
yeah.
Yeah. But what was it about?
Well, the new
Go ahead.
movies did a lot of like got a lot of hate, so therefore, like episode one, two, and three have now become more popular.
Yeah. Well, ever since the latest trilogy came out, do I need to say more? Really? Like, yeah. I can, but that again, not when I'm doing an interview episode. When we do a versus episode or a regular episode with Blue Team, yeah, I will speak my thoughts of the new trilogy. But we won't do that here because I don't want to get in debate because I've got a feeling we might debate over this. And you know what? If you have the time, I'm gonna probably invite you to this one when we do a Star Wars battle on one of its called. I would like you to be on my team for that one.
Okay.
Yeah. But I got a feeling you will not gang up on me like Richard, or even I'm gonna say even with fun fact Pete Morgan because they both like to pick on me about a lot of stuff, especially about the new the second trilogy, because I was going to call it the new trilogy, and they I think because hang on, I know I'm not going to be a gentleman when I ask this, but how young are you? I've got to catch my words on that one.
I'm 37.
Okay. Oh, so we're the same age. Okay, good, 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 good.
Yeah,
All right, yeah.
yeah.
So we'll be definitely on the same team. Then you can join Tass as well, because then the three of us will take on those two, and I think we'll win. But no, because they grew up in the new trilogy era, and they literally said, "Oh, they're so much better than the original trilogy," and just gone. Remember who writes the checks on this show? Remember who hired you? I can fire your asses. And I go, and they said, just save it for the episode. I'm like, yeah, I will, and we'll definitely have you on there. But what is it about Star Wars that got you hooked? Yeah, because I'm guessing the first movie got you there.
Yeah, no, I definitely love episode one. The lightsabers obviously are super cool. I have 11 lightsabers. um, uh, Padme's outfits, man, I just like was just so amazed by them, and still to this day, my favorite to cosplay. So
She
yeah, that definitely and the ships. Oh my
she
gosh.
is definitely one. Like I think you are one of the best cosplayers for that character because like whatever you do, and even if you do your any of the Sith characters, I think you definitely have a much better cosplay than most people, to be honest. That's not me kissing
Aw.
your ass. That's not me kissing your ass. I've been dead serious on that one. Because and one thing I love about it, and sadly, you as you said recently, you broke it. The necklace you had there as well was fantastic.
Yeah, yeah, my lightsaber necklace. I mean, I could still try to replace the rhinestone in the middle, but yeah.
Why don't you? I mean, it's still good, isn't it?
I just don't know where to do it, like where to get that replaced because it's, not diamond or anything.
If you go to any jeweler, they can probably replace the stone, and like if I'm doing the
Yeah, and
equivalent in the US, it might be like 20
town-
bucks.
I live in a very small town.
Oh God. Surely there's a jeweler that can do it. Like,
Yeah, I could check. Yeah, I still
yeah,
have it all, so I'm not
yeah.
gonna throw it away.
Well, who besides Padme, who is another character that you really love from episode one that got
I
you into
love
it?
Qui-Gon's definitely one of my favorites.
See, if you didn't say Qui-Gon, I'd like that this episode is going to be done. Yeah. I like to think that for me that was the character that got me back into Star Wars. Like at that point, after I watched the special editions, I was kind of burnt out, and I was like, oh, I don't know, because I think when episode one came out, I probably hadn't watched any of the movies in maybe 2 years, maybe
Mhm.
just a little bit under. I mean, I had the toy, I had some of the toys, and I was like, yeah. And then when episode one, the first trailer came out, I was like, it doesn't really interest me. And then all of a sudden, the hype really got up. And then when I watched it, I'm like, yes, I'm back in because Liam Neeson is hot and like I love him. So that's
I think
what
that's
got me into it.
where long hair came from, for sure.
What? I don't understand why he doesn't do more films with long hair. He looks great with it, and it be
Yeah.
that kind of mentorship. Like, man,
Give me 1 second. I feel like I'm one of those people on the news interviews where their kids are just running in and out constantly.
that's all right.
I'm just going to take this moment to not only burn because it's 32 degrees in my car right now because it's now starting to heat up here in Melbourne, but also to plug our Lords and Saviors. I'm, of course, talking about my sponsor, Respo Clothing. Make sure to check out Respo Clothing on Facebook and on Instagram and make yourself feel like a champion by wearing the merch from all the stars. They can be found on Facebook, Respo Clothing, Instagram, Respo.clothing, and yeah, don't forget, Respo, not Respo, but what is called merch is available, so please DM me or Respo Clothing to get that merch out to you. Our shirts will be $30, but also our other sponsor, the Melbourne Wrestling Show, where all amazing action that happens here in Australia when it comes to wrestling is featured. So please make sure to check it out on Channel 31 every Thursday now at 10:30. I'm not sure when the time slot will go back to 10 o'clock, but at the moment it's at 10:30. So make sure to check it out there, because you might see a familiar face. Like a very, very familiar face. Obviously, if you're not watching this, if you're listening to this, it's me. I've made a couple of appearances on there, so please make sure to check it out. Now, with that being said, let's get right back into the episode.
Before we move on, I do want to ask something about Star Wars with you. And I've just lost my train of thought. Hang on. Oh yeah. So Ewoks.
Yes.
Yes, your love of them. Please explain.
Yes. They're just so cute. And Dudley.
I know. No, because you put up a post about him, like if a guy doesn't like Ewoks or something like that, and I was like, who doesn't like Ewoks? Like I know
Yeah.
on I think it was How I Met Your Mother, they were saying something about them that they cute cuddly bears or something. I was just like, no, don't just enjoy for what they are. Remember
Yeah.
that they had two mildly okay movies by themselves, and then they had a really awesome cartoon. Just leave it at that.
The
Don't
cartoon.
think.
I tried to make my kids watch the cartoon too.
Do they not like it or they like it?
No, no.
Oh,
Star Wars had all the
what is with children today and classic cartoons from the 70s and 80s? Seriously.
they are definitely diehard Spider-Man fans.
So was mine.
Yeah.
No, I took Bubs to watch not Into the Spider-Verse. What's the second one? Across the Spider-Verse, right? Is that the one?
I'm not well versed in Marvel at all. Like I
Uh
do enjoy I'm not close.
Whatever the second one was, and literally, oh, actually, no, it wasn't that one. It was actually we watched the final one, which is Spider-Man: No Way Home. He instantly was becoming a fan. I said, Why do you like Spider-Man so much? He's a smartass. I'm going. So you like him because he's like me. He goes, no, because he's a smartass. You're just being a dad. I went, I want to punish you, but that was a good burn.
Yeah.
I raised that kid way too well because he gets me occasionally. Like I hope your kids don't do this to you, but we went to a pawnbrokers and we were looking at Wii games and everything. He goes, "Hey, Dad, was that when it before Jesus' time with the Wii stuff? Like when you were born?" I'm like,
Yeah,
"Yeah,
no.
yeah.
They've called me old so many times. They were scared that I was gonna die because I was so old.
Oh my God."
I'm like,
Yep.
I'm not even close, guys.
You don't have any gray hairs. How do they think you're old? Like I've got plenty now that I've had the haircut. Thanks, Adam, for that, by the way. Like
Because
I
I
don't
told
understand. No,
they asked me how old I was, and I was like
yeah.
37. Like, oh my God, that's so old. And then the next day they're like crying, like, are we gonna lose you?
Hey, at least your kids just asked you your age. You know, I did the same thing with Bubs, and I said, "How old do you reckon Dad is?" He goes, "Oh, 67." I went, like, what? And I said, "Why do you think I'm 67?" He goes, "Oh, Grandma's, I'm not going to say her age, but she said this," and I just thought, he's only a couple of years younger. I went, "Oh God, I'm not that old. Like, I don't even look my age, for God's sakes. I'm Filipino. Like, I don't, I'm not, you know."
Asian raisin.
Like that's the one thing about being Asian. Like we can get away with being slightly younger half the time, but I'm just like, how the hell do you think I'm 67? Like,
Anything over 15 is old to them.
yeah, that's true. Very true. Now, I want to get because one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to have you on here because like obviously having OnlyFans doing spicy content, there's always this I'm gonna be very very fucking blunt when I say this. There's always this stigma that you're just an object.
Yeah.
I and again, I'm really sorry for the language about these, but I fucking hate this now. Like I remember when I was younger, I didn't it wasn't even a thought in my head. Now that I've met so many people who are doing stuff like this, I'm just like they are human beings, you know that, right? Like and then in their mind that they're this, they're this, they're this. And I'm just like some of the interactions I've had with you and especially with some of your TikToks, I'm like you're more than just a body. You're more than what you see on there, and like what are some of the struggles of being a content creator for spicy content?
I think, generally, like everyone has been very nice when it comes to like comments. Like I've been very, very lucky. I don't know if I'm just hitting the right, audience, but I haven't had too much hate in general.
Hmm.
The only thing I do struggle with, obviously, is, being out in public and people are like, what do you do for a living? And I'm like, I would do social media. What kind of social media? Like Star Wars. Oh, cool. What's your page? I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to tell you.
See, if
You know,
if you were to do that to me and I went and said, "Oh, Darth Tittious," I went, "Oh, okay," and like I'll just look at you. Okay, that's probably why. All right, yeah, all right. I would it wouldn't even be an afterthought. I'm just like, okay, that's fair. I'd be like that, but I totally understand where you're coming from.
yeah, and like, schools and stuff, going to drop off my little ones, and then the other moms, kind of judging, like because I'm sure they know
Mm.
they, because yeah, I live in a small town, so um,
I think
but
at
I
this
just
day and age now, we can't really have that stigma. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, I get to be home when my kids need me. I get to
Mm.
do whatever I do with my own time to be with my family. So that's more important to me than a few uncomfortable moments.
Yeah. Well, like at this day and age now, like everyone needs cash, and if you can have that element of being at home with your family, doing that and all that stuff, I don't think there's really a place anymore for us to go. Well, we can be judgmental. Like, do we know what everyone else does behind the closed doors? Do we really know what's going on with this? No. So just keep it to yourselves. Like
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Because like my biggest concern with some people because I do have a few friends who are OnlyFans creators as well. They do get a lot of either weird requests or get really just foul comments. And my thing is, for my question is like, how do you deal with some of that? I know you said you don't get a lot of it, which is great to hear, but like, how do you deal with it?
Usually I just like the comment and that's about it.
Hmm. That's all right.
And
Well,
that
that's all right.
jumps in for me for some reason. So
Well, you're
that's
very lucky because occasionally I get someone here because and I hate it when people like to pick up my appearance, but they always pick on this little mole I've got here. I am going to look in the camera right now and said I have no control over that. That appeared because unfortunately I got cut as a young kid, and that is the result of it. So
I
unfortunately,
didn't even What is it?
Exactly. But I always get somebody who comments and I remove the comment like you do. But I'm just like, what out of all the things you could pick on, that little thing, you couldn't pick the fact that I can't grow a beard, you can't pick the fact that I'm have thinning hair, my fat gut. Like that small little insignificant thing on my face. Come on. Like because like I'm with you. I delete the comments. I try not to think about it. But there are times when there's been other stuff that have been written on my videos as well. I'm just like,
Yeah, you're always going to get a troll no matter what you do. And, for the most part, I've been pretty lucky. There has been like other like women creators who don't like me because we've got mutuals and things like that, that has been catty, and I'm like, ugh, that's horrible. But, other than that, I really have been lucky.
hmm. Well,
And
I'm glad. Yeah. Okay.
I just try to keep a positive attitude and keep my goal in mind, because this isn't my end game, like I'm trying to do more,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I think what you're doing is fine. I really enjoy especially with your cosplay and you're doing the what do you call it the syncing stuff. Where you do where you there's obviously audio and you're just lip syncing to it. I'd love those as well. It's not harmful. It's fun. I love the costumes as well. I especially love the props, especially when when you bring out I can't stop staring at it right now. The little Ewok in the background, like something like that. Like those the one that's on top of the stormtrooper head. Yeah, there that little thing.
This one favorites. It's Darth
Vader.
Vader. Disney made this, surprisingly.
Wow.
Yeah. Can you believe that?
See, for the angle when you did it like that, it just reminded me. I'm not going to say it because this is a
It's been a
kid-friendly show, but yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's just like immediately I thought of Justin Bieber. Oh no, not Justin
yeah,
Bieber. Sorry, Justin Timberlake. I meant to say.
just like, yeah. So I was like, I have to have this. This is mine.
Oh God, how did they
Made
get
by,
away with that?
I don't know, but it's Disney made, and I bought it off their website. So very funny.
Oh God, no, but I think what you're doing is really fun. It's really good. I hope you don't have to deal with trolls or dickheads or anything like that because let's be honest, it's not needed anymore. We live in a different world where everyone can do pretty much what they don't want to do as long as they're not hurting anybody. Just leave it at that. Don't be a troll, Don't be a hater, be a congratulator. Fuck, I'm turning into my dad. Ah, jeez.
It is
Um,
always good, positive, and happy.
Yeah, that's what the show is. I don't like I do interview a lot of wrestlers because people always think what if it's called as a wrestling show. It's not a wrestling show. I just have a lot of wrestlers because they're easier to get in contact with. Um, but I don't. If anyone says anything bad about somebody, I'll bleep it out, or we just refer them to as a name that's obviously won't be associated with them. And because like this world is so full of negativity, I want the positive of everything, you know what I mean? And like hearing that you don't go through too much and you're enjoying it and there is a good reason why you're doing it, that's great to hear. Like, it's like so many people just do it. I just don't want to do it because I want to make quick cash. I went, quick cash, what? Oh, I just want to go on holiday. I went, go get a job, you know? 'Cause you see so many people do that. But
No, my
yeah,
end game
yeah.
nonprofit, like one day I just want to have a nonprofit for DV survivors and like me, because if I didn't have that help, I don't think I would have survived.
Mm.
So
It's a horrible thing for going through all that, and the fact that you're doing this for that commend to you for that.
thank you.
Mm.
Yeah.
Um, when it comes to mental health and everything, what are some of the things that you do to help yourself?
Oh gosh. It's been a struggle. There's a lot of days where I found it really hard to push through and keep on going, but it's just kind of one of those things that I just keep forcing myself to do, even if I
Mm.
don't want to do, you know? And I have like taken weeks off of just like be depressed, but you know, it's just kind of, I don't really have anything that's, I do have really good friends that I've made on online.
Mm.
Like best friends is Wanders, and I met her through TikTok. So
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's really good to hear. Like for me, like you said, you take weeks off. I've got a rule. I've got three. I give myself 3 days, right? By the third day, I've got to say to myself, okay, dude, you got to get back on the horse. Like there's no point of it's not going to get any better if you're still depressed. You got to do something. Either go for a walk, eat something that you really want, play something, or and the one thing, and I'm gonna be flat honest, the one thing that saves me, because I'll be flat honest, I've been going through a lot myself in my personal life. I don't like to publicize it, but doing this show is my kind of therapy because I get to meet interesting people. I get to talk about what I think is cool or what the my guests think is cool. I get, to be active, like I found my happy place in what it's called. It took a fucking long time and several different careers, but yeah, I got to where I'm actually happy in what I'm doing. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. We have come to the staple question here, what if it's cool, now that I've actually talked about that bit. What is something that you find cool that nobody else does?
I am a fan of like these vintage Star Wars toys. So I have like this magic 8 ball that's Vader.
What the hell? I've never seen that before. Wait, what
Yeah.
year is that from?
It's from Hasbro, I believe.
So it'd be in the 90s, most likely.
Oh no, Mattel. It's
Yeah, early 90s.
yeah. So I love this thing. It's one of my favorites. And then I've got like some other vintage toy games that I open all of them too. Like sometimes they're in the package, I still open them.
So when it comes to vintage games, like what's your go-to vintage game?
So let me see if I can get it out. But it's a Darth Vader shooter game. And I got it with the packaging and everything, and it's just like really cool. Um also like what I also really love are like these Star Wars affirmation cards.
I haven't seen those in ages.
Yeah, so you get to pick one, and it's just like, oh, here's Yoda. And he just like gives you
Nice.
like information. Just I like cheesy stuff like that. I don't know.
That's fine. Like all the cheesy stuff, especially like Star Wars is like Kiss, where they got merchandise of everything, you know. Um, I think one of my all-time favorite. I haven't got it anywhere near me, but I've got this Yoda bag. It's basically you know how Yoda was in Luke's backpack. That's the one thing I've got, and that's from early 90s, and still one of my favorite things of Star Wars I have. And everyone just says, "Oh, but it looks so bad." I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
So it's something really, really cheesy that everyone loves.
This is the Rebel Forces that I really love.
Oh,
The little shooter that comes with it. It's
I
really fun.
love that thing. That was the best.
Yeah.
It's still
So
working.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you officially now have the coolest thing on that's been shown on What of Us All. I don't care what anyone says, and anyone that says, "Oh, Adam Brooks's grass shoes," nah, this beats it. Because I fondly remember this, and I remember thinking and saying to my parents, "Please, can we have this?" And they refused not to get it. I've still yet to play with it, but um, yeah, one
Yeah.
day I will.
This Millennium Falcon one, the challenge.
Yeah, I recently saw someone try to sell that here in Australia, and I'm like, it's cool, but
This one,
it's not the same with the Darth Vader one.
no, it doesn't work well either. But I bought it on a chance that it would. But
Mm.
yeah, I replaced the battery and it doesn't work. But I still love it. I love the
Yeah,
Millennium Falcon.
sadly I've given it away, but I gave it to producer Ziggs, who used to be a member of the show. I had the Millennium Falcon toolkit. So it's like
Mm,
this little Millennium Falcon had screwdrivers, Allen keys, and all different kinds of things. One of the best, and I'm not joking when I say this, folks. I paid $5 for it secondhand.
and it had everything, but I had to give it away because I had no present to give to producer Six, but I knew he loved Star Wars more than me, so like, yeah, you can have that. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, all right. Well, Dr. Diaz, thank you so much for being part of Whatever School. Where can all our audiences find you on all your socials?
What?
Where can we find you on all your socials?
Darth Tittious 9 for all of them, so it's pretty easy.
All right.
Reddit, whatever, Twitter,
Just be,
Twitch. All
just
of
be
them,
careful.
yeah.
Just be careful if you look at Reddit. You have to be
Oh
on
yeah,
18. Yeah.
warning, yeah.
Just in case. It just because obviously people may think, oh, it's gonna be all right. I'm just like
Well,
there's a lot of things on Reddit that probably should be you should be 18 for. Just
yeah.
that warning out there. Uh that's
Well,
it.
and
Thank you for being part of it.
out soon, so that'll be exciting as well.
Sorry, just say it again because it was cut off there.
Oh, I'm going to be streaming Outlaws soon, so that should be really cool.
I'm very skeptical about that game. I don't know. I just keep thinking we're gonna. I can't, what's that? What was that mobile game that just tanked recently? Is that Hunters?
I'm not sure, but
There's a game. It's just like it had all this buzz, and when it came out, it was just crap. And it was a mobile game. It was either Star Wars Hunters or something, and I've just got a feeling that we might have the same thing with this one. I'm hoping not, but at the same time,
ice. Oh my goodness, I hope not. But
mm,
I check it out nonetheless, and so
oh, well,
have
Star Wars
people with
games are
me.
pretty good. Mm. Well, most Star Wars games are pretty good. I mean, I think my favorite is probably it's going to be between Bounty Hunters or Rogue Squadron 2. Because
Okay,
but if we're going to go for the arcade, the Star Wars arcade game from the late 90s where you actually got to sit in the X-Wing, like that, hands down, like is the best. Like I'm not going to just say Star Wars is one of the best games in the arcade, period. Because you just felt every aspect of it. I don't know if you guys
well,
have it there in the States.
my favorite was the episode 1 on the PlayStation. So
That was like my third or fourth game I ever got to play on there. Like I remember playing Super Empire Strikes Back and Super Star Wars, and I thought they were okay. I played that one and it was great at the time. Played it recently, not as much fun. I
I
don't,
know, yeah,
yeah.
the movie.
Yeah. Did you ever play Yoda Tales?
No.
That had such a big buzz on it, but it was like a very, very how do I put it politely? Downgraded Zelda.
Oh,
Like really downgraded. Like it was just
oh no.
like search so if you can find some footage of it, so go have a look at it. It looked okay, but when you actually play the game, it was terrible.
Oh my gosh.
And
Yeah, I'll have to.
it had a price tag, and I'm not joking on this because this is early 2000, $109.
Wow.
$109 like for a computer game. Like that's just ridiculous even at those times.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. I mean, Outlaws is really overpriced, I feel like. I don't know, but I guess I'll find out. But
It comes out as the time of this recording next week, right? Or is
I
it
don't,
this week?
I'm not quite sure, but yeah, I didn't get the pre-order one. So
Oh. Oh. Well, fingers crossed. We'll definitely check out your Twitch streams when it does come out because I can't wait for that one because
yeah.
as I said, I'm hoping I'm wrong because I'll watch your Twitch to find out if it's good. If it's good, I'll go get it. If not, then I'll be like, okay, yep, I was right. It's a terrible game.
Yeah, I'll be the guinea. I don't mind.
All right, Darth Tittious, thank you for being part of Whatever School.
Thank you.
No
Bye.
worries. Bye. And with that being said, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcast. Want more for Whatever School? Make sure to check out the YouTube channel where you can find the latest episodes of Mukbang Around, Reaction, and of course the podcast. And don't forget to follow Whatever School on all socials. It can be found at Whatever School. Keep that sport coming. And until next time, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.